Hello, friends. Guess what today is? It is Can you guess? It is Christmas in October. Yes, I started some projects in July, Christmas in July, and I now need to make it Christmas in October. Christmas is right around the corner. I saw the cutest little meme. It's like a raceway, and they've got, the first is this witch, and the second is a turkey, and the third is Santa in a car, and he's like cutting them all off, and it's like, stay in your own lane. I thought that was really clever. But Christmas it's upon us, and if we're gonna get our Christmas things done, we need to be working on them, don't we? So let's get started. Today I'm gonna work on making more Christmas cards. These are my Christmas cards. They're like a postcard, and I made them with a masterboard, which we will learn to do. And this is then the back. So this is a stencil. Everything is Tim Holtz, right? You already know, right? This is, I only have like one thing. Anyway, I will show what stamps I used here and what stencil I used. And I've already made a few of them. And I have another masterboard that I need to cut up to make more of these. But I also need to make one more masterboard because I need to make 12 altogether, and I've only got 4 done, and this will make 4 more, and I need 12. So what I started out with, I'll just turn this over and show you. This is just a manila folder. And I've watched quite a bit of YouTube, as you probably know by now. And there are people or places where they don't have manila folders, and I don't understand why. I mean, it's definitely a thing here in the United States, and it has been my entire life. And, I'm holding at 29, okay? Just letting you know. Okay, anyway, so let's get started. So the first layer is going to be book pages. I'm just going to tear a few of these out of my book. I did get, I'm pretty sure I got this from Pam at the Paper Outpost. The idea, not the book. But, and I think that's all I probably need. And I can't really remember why she said she puts book pages down first, but that's what she does. And I like how these turned out because they're nice and firm. They're going to go in an envelope. I'm going to mail them, boy, all over the U.S. I have family all over. Anyway, so if you know me, you might be getting one of these in the mail. I think I'm going to take the edge off, though. This edge, the edge bothers me. And I think also because I'm not sure where I saw it, but one of these has a little bit of the type behind it. So it kind of gives a little bit of interest if you aren't able to, cover every little nook and cranny of your torn Christmas scrapbooking papers, which is what I used. I'm going to leave the length the same, though, because it was just the right size. So I took a moment and I sorted my scraps that I had already from what I had done on the previous masterboards. So I have a large pile and then a smaller scrap pile. And I also then have these. I'll mention these first. Whoops, here's another little teeny tiny scrap. That'll be perfect. These are from this die set. Again, it's Stampers Anonymous. You can see right there. So that means it never retires. These are like a mini Christmas set that's blueprints. So, and I find them on Amazon quite easily. And if there's one you know you want and you can't find it, you can always go directly to Stampers Anonymous. So and these are you can tell I stamped these with black permanent ink, so the archival ink. And then I inked around them. So I'm going to make sure that I get these on this masterboard. So I'll start with this size, but this is really too big. Let me find one of my cards. So nothing was really quite that big, right? So I'm going to want to tear it, and I am going to ink it. As you can see, I inked all of the edges, and that looks very much like my favorite vintage photo. Okay, we know I have lots of favorites, but that is one of my favorites. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to put this right in the corner there. And really what I'm going to do with each one of these is just glue the back with my PVA glue, and then run over it with my bone folder to make sure it all, gets every nook and cranny. I've noticed that some of these on the edges here have not been down all the way. I will just make sure when I get there. Oh, I missed a step already. Look at that. Look at that. I've already missed a step. You caught me, right? You caught me messing up. All right. I was like, why is there this white edge? And I could tell so much easier that the white edge was there when I stuck it down on my paper. So since it is so much easier to ink, even though I've got glue now on my fingers, but that's all part of scrapbooking, right? Or crafting in any kind. It's messy, right? So I put that one right down there. And let me stop and look for that favorite bone folder, because this one's not as heavy. I don't know. It's something I get used to. It probably doesn't matter. It's just the way I like it. I think I'm going to and he's already been inked on the edges too. This one has. I'm going to give him another little inking. I'm going to stick him right below. So I thought I would share. I went to a thrift store today to look for little golden books, because I have decided that now that I know how to do the spine, man, there is no stopping me, right? There is just no stopping me. I'm going to be little golden booking it all over the place. And I think it'll just depend on what I want it for and everything, whether or not I'm going to use it as a, as a cover, like just take the insides out and not deal with the story, or whether I'm going to use all of it. We'll just see. And it's a case-by-case basis, right? I just know, and I hope nobody's there. Okay, I'm not even going to name any books that just really don't appeal to me, but there are a handful of them, not very many, that do not appeal to me, and so I will probably say sayonara to those insides and just cover them. So, alrighty, let's see. Where am I going to go now? Shall I do that one? It's just deciding what I want to do and how much I want to do of it. And I've mentioned this before. So the raw edge that's been torn, I think I'll just tear this one side. The raw edge that's been torn takes the ink so much better than the ones that have been neatly cut. And I must have been in more of a neatly cut frame of mind back in July, because I don't have nearly enough raw edges on some of these little pieces. So that's disappointing. How's that? That is very disappointing to me. So So do you make your own Christmas cards? Do you buy them? I have a friend who buys Christmas cards. She finds ones that she feels are really cute. And then what she does is she adds little embellishments to the card so it's not as time consuming. And so that's a fun way of taking care of Christmas, where you can put a little personal touch to it, but you aren't making it from scratch. I like doing this. And these were the first masterboards I ever made. They're so much fun. One of the things that some other crafter, I honestly don't remember who, this was some time ago. Now I can decide whether or not I want to just embrace the type on the back, or whether I want to get a different piece. Part of me really wants to embrace that, but part of me sees this little piece right here and says, oh no, go for it. I think I will. And I think I will put it on its side. And I think I'm not going to care. So, this is very therapeutic. It's very relaxing. Just kind of like poking out the doilies and stuff. I find that very relaxing. This is relaxing. It's fun to put on some TV show that you like, or some music that you like, or an audiobook that you like, or visit with a friend that you like, and just have at it and have fun, right? And just kind of, it takes very little thought. It's just easy, and it's not meant to be stressful. Let's see, so I've got this fun little piece right here that I think I'll put there. Yep, get my little inky thing out. Yeah, I have way too many not torn corners, so this will change in my life. I'm going to be tearing it up, right? Way more torn corners. Anyway, so this is definitely a fun way to relax and accomplish something all at the same time. And by the way, you get to use up all of your Christmas scraps from whatever projects that you had been doing before. So that's always fun. Some way to use up your scraps. Everybody's got scraps, right? Okay. Okay, so this piece here, I just wanted to share. This was something that I did from some project. I'm not sure what, but this is actually not, oh, let's see. If I do this, I do have to remember, there we go. This is a Tim Holtz stamp on an off-white or a white piece of paper that I have then inked and spritzed and something for some other project. But now, let me go back there. Oh, there we go. But now it's going to go down as a Christmas scrap because it's a little piece of music. So you can use scraps. You know how I often will take some scraps out of my drawer and use them for other things. Well, this is something, especially if you have just small little scraps, that you could, you know, ink them up and stamp them and make them look like Christmas, or they already are like Christmas. So there is definitely that possibility. So that's always fun. I think, let's see. How big do I need to cut this? About an inch, okay. So let me get an idea what an inch is. Okay. So this is day 2, and I almost wasn't going to say that. I was almost going to just keep going, you know, because I could have. But I thought this is a good thing to mention for anybody who's crafting. We always have, you know, craft us, interrupt us, right? I mean, somebody's going to interrupt you, or there's going to be an appointment, or you only have 15 minutes before you have to go pick up the kids at school, or whatever, right? But you have 10, 15, 20 minutes, and in that time, you can at least be working on the masterboard, right? You know, you could easily spend 10, 15, 20 minutes on a masterboard, and you can get a lot done and then return to it later. And I was even thinking, I mean, I've got a space dedicated, and I can just leave my stuff out. I don't have young children, though I do have a cat. I have a cat. But sometimes she's a good cat and sometimes she's not. Anyway, she's a very cattish cat. Anyway, but you know, you can put it in a Ziploc bag and set it aside, and then pull the Ziploc bag out, and away you go, right? So it's just, let's see, I think I'm going to do this here. I cut it because I wanted this nice edge. In fact, I think I'm going to lift that up real quick and find a little piece to go there. Oh, I have a smaller one. Let's see if that will go there. Anyway, it's just something to know that there are things that you can do in 10 or 15 minutes, and you can accomplish at least, definitely you can accomplish a masterboard 10 or 15 minutes at a time. And I think you can accomplish an awful lot of crafting 10 or 15 minutes at a time. So that was what I wanted to say. Anyway, hello again. It's another beautiful day. I am back in short sleeves. So, you know, it is what it is, right? It's not quite winter yet here. And by the way, my husband was asking, can I hear when he's working on his woodworking projects? And yes, we can, but we're okay with it, right? Ooh, this will be perfect right there, won't it? Perfect enough. Okay. So this is the next step. So I've got all of my pieces glued down. You know, I forgot to turn on my light. Let me do that. There we go. All lit up. Didn't seem to make a lot of difference on my screen, I don't think, but it made a difference for me. Anyway. So this is Distress Collage Medium Matte. And guess who it's by? Let's see. By the way, this is just wax paper. I think it's that press and seal. Yeah, it's the press and seal paper. I'm going to end up throwing that one away. I'll get a new one. But it helps to keep it moist. And if you can see, look, y'all know whose name that is, right? Okay. Anyway, this is an excellent way to seal the paper. I don't do this a lot for, you know, a lot of different projects. I'm actually going to take this off. It comes off of the glass really easy, but it doesn't really, oh, we lost our focus here, sorry. Okay, so this is a nice seal. It'll seal every little thing, and it gives a nice solid finish. And like I said, I don't ever do this on my scrapbooks, and I don't really always do it on my cards. However, since I have so many little pieces and we're going to be cutting this up, I feel like I need to put a nice protective coat over it. This is simply glue, and you can even like press something down and glue it like that. And I don't know if I could have skipped the step where I glued it with the PVA glue. I certainly could have glued it with collage glue because I have it in the bottle as well, but it's significantly thicker than the PVA glue. But this dries like a matte finish. And make sure I got it all. Okay, so I am going to set this one aside. We're going to need it to dry. I'm going to do the other one real quick because I have another board that I need to do. Okay, so I just washed my brush. And it does say Distress, and it also, oh, you'll never see it. Anyway, it also says Tim Holtz on it. And these come with 3 brushes. This is like the medium size. It's the size I just happen to like the best. And I'm going to grab my scissors and cut this in a square. I would say I'm probably going to save the other half, but I'm probably not. But, this is just press and seal. I have had this same jar, so this shows you how little I use it. I know other people use it all the time, but I've had this for probably 4 years, and it is still moist. It has not dried out, but Tim Holtz actually mentioned to put the press and seal in there or wax paper or something like that, and it really, it keeps it fresh. So it is great stuff. I want to share also, and Tim Holtz made this tip. My husband does it too with his paintbrushes. If you are using this and you're going to be using it and then not using it for a while because you're preparing your next project and using it again, you can wrap it up in a wet paper towel and it'll last for hours. The glue will not get dry or clumpy. I'm done with it today, so I'm just going to put this away in my little bowl there. I'm also going to clean up. But I thought I would just mention one more thing. I still have 4 of these left. I'm kind of sad I didn't use them all up, but I was thinking I still have some gift cards I need to make. And I'm probably going to make them using cardboard boxes because I just love the way that looks. But I will put these on those gift cards. So I am going to keep them with my Christmas scraps in the Ziploc bag, and I will be bringing them out when I have to do the gift cards. And this is actually day 3 because, again, this was sort of like a project I was doing in between other projects. But I have thoughts, as I always do, that I have, some of these have very strong, definite center pictures, right? That look very, like, that looks complete to me. It doesn't look like it needs anything more. But some of them, well, really only these 2. Like this one has this big spot in the middle, as does this one, kind of an emptiness. And I'm thinking of putting something there. So I have some snowflakes, and I'm just kind of wondering, it's the wrong size, whether I want to add a snowflake or not. To snowflake or not to snowflake? That is the question. I think the snowflake definitely makes a difference on this one. So these are the ones I've already done, and I have left myself a little room so that I can make a little note. And I think I have 4 of these that are done. So let me tell you what's in each spot. This is also called Holiday Knit or something like that. It is very similar to the embossing folder. In fact, I'll show you. So they're not exactly the same, but they are very similar. They both have, so they both have poinsettias, and they both have this kind of jaggedy trim right there. I don't know. Wonder if you can see it better on this side. Yes. See the jaggedy trim and the same jaggedy trim. But the embossing folder also has Christmas trees and reindeer on them. This is the joy of handmade. Things are not exactly the same. If it comes out of a, you know, a computer generated process, then maybe it could be exactly the same. You know, and I had somebody suggest this to me, and I guess I think I'm too smart for that. But I don't think I'm too smart for it now. If you do a project, you might want to write down what you've done, because it helps. So I'm going to do this step by step. So this is the first one. So I will go through and do this little step on my cards, and then we will move on. So I want to show you something. This is a blending foam. And I like how it looks on this, because I really didn't want it to be, you know, super dynamic. So you can tell, though, that it is a softer kind of a look. Now I've got this little brush. And again, I got them on Amazon. They're like, it says like makeup brush for crafting, which is interesting. But with the brush, let me do this real quick. You can tell the foam gave it more of a muted, soft sort of look, which again is exactly what I wanted for my cards. But look what the brush does. Look at the difference. I didn't do anything different other than the brush gives a different look than the blending foam gives. Okay, so next I'm going to do this up here. And I'm going to pull out my Tim Holtz stamping platform. I can't remember what they call it. There's another one, I think it's called, in fact, I know it's called Misty. Now we're going to use rubber stamps. So I'm turning this over. I believe there's others besides just Misty, but there's one called Misty. And I'm going to, because I'm going to set these in the corner. This one is called Correspondence. Yes, hello Ring, you are a pain. Okay, it's called Correspondence. And let's see. And I used a stamp from that. So where is that? Putting that there. And then next to it, and this one is called Postcards. And I liked this postcard right there. These are older because it's on white. The newer ones are on clear, so you can just see right through it. And they aren't printed on the back. Like, see, this is printed on the back like this. This one is not printed on the back. So the way he's doing it now is superior, how's that, to what he was doing before. Okay, so I'm lining these up. I'm going to go down. I'm going to press it. Where's my little pressy tool? Here it is. Just getting it on there real good. And I'm going to lift up. And the color I used was, guess. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Ground espresso is the best. Okay. How many bests do I have? Lots. One of the nice things of doing this is if it doesn't stamp in a manner that I like, because it's all lined up and it's not going to move because it's got these heavy duty, put that down just a little more, heavy duty magnets there. Let's see if we get it in a one-hit wonder or whether we need to do it a second time. And because this is kind of vintage and because this is kind of, you know, more junk journaling, I may or may not need to stamp it twice. I like it. I'm good. Okay, now I'm going to switch, turn this over because I'm going to use a clear stamp. Okay, I'm pulling out Rustic Wilderness again, and boy, I've been using this quite a bit, so guess what that makes it? One of my favorites. Yes, it does. Okay, so, by the way, and I don't have them, but Tim Holtz has these also in the rubber, the red rubber stamp. I believe they are larger. I probably one day will invest in them, but for right now, I have these. Okay, let's see how that did. Okay, I'm going to stamp that again, but I have a feeling I'm not going to be happy, and it has to do with the fact that this is not the red rubber stamp, because I'll show you. I mean, I'm not going to be unhappy. I'm just going to stamp it until it comes out good enough. But as you can see, they all kind of stamped less than perfection. How's that? Make sure I really hit on those R's. Okay. See, it's just not going to do it. But, okay. People can read it, and so it's good enough. Some observations I'd like to make. And I had the same problem earlier because some of these are from earlier and they have the same little bit. One of the things though is that, and Tim Holtz has said this before, you don't have to have perfection. You know, it doesn't. In fact, this one is definitely from before and I had the same problem as I was having today. I honestly believe, and I've noticed this with other stamps as well, that these clear ones are not as good. I can't really say. I mean, we had no problem with the little fairy the other day, stamping her. But I have noticed that the red rubber does a better job than the clear. Now, there's a couple of other factors besides the stamp. As you can see, this is curved. And I do believe that that curve had a factor in the problem. It might have been a problem in putting it right in the corner. I didn't try it with just a regular, let me pull one out. I don't know if I would have had the same problem if I had stuck it on here. Possibly where I had placed it caused some of the discoloring, the not getting as good of a stamp. It is what it is. These are what they are. I'm certainly not going to remake them. But my other thing is, and I know he has these in the red rubber stamps, and I know they're larger than this. I will probably later on, because right now I have spent my allowance for a while. But in a while, I will probably invest in those. Or if he comes out with something next Christmas that really floats my boat, then I'll get that instead. Anyway. So these are done. One other thing, just to let you know. So I've made the masterboard. The masterboard's gone. You cut it from the back with the blank manila folder. You cut it from the back and you turn it over and you get what you get. So you get this in the corner here, or you get most of this, or some of the Mary is taken off. This says, "Holly jolly, somebody waits for you." I mean, you cut it and you're happy with it. I've seen a lot of crafters, junk journalers make these boards into tags. It's endless what you can do with them. I will probably do another masterboard project that is not Christmas related another time, and we can explore other things that we can do with them. All right. Well, have a Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 right? Ho, 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 ho. And Merry Christmas. And if you like this, please like and subscribe and hit the notification button and get rid of the ring there. Ooh, look, magic. Okay. And I will see you again. Bye.